Rest in peace, Cabral. We shall miss him dearly. I don't know what happened to him. I am not responsible for his disappearance. Let the record show.
I made it back. Sorry about that.
Where did you go?
I said I'd be right back. I had a doorbell ring. I had to get my package.
It's like you went to get out like some cigs and never returned.
That's what I do. There's our opening bit. So anyway. So hello everybody, welcome back to Double Dip Draft. I am your host Cabral, coach of the Hatchlinging Aegis Slashers. Joining me today is
Aurora, coach of the Honchkrows Hunters.
And we're here to
we
talk
have got...
You go.
No, you first.
No, you first.
No, you hang up.
Oh, okay, well. So first, we're here to talk about week 2 of the Platinum Division. Had quite a few really close and intense matches. Some I liked, some I didn't like.
Some took several years of our life.
Yeah, that's why it took so long to get these out. That's part of it.
Regardless, we have 4 very spicy matches here between 8 very talented coaches.
Yeah, absolutely. Platinum Division is where it's at. There's a lot of stakes and a lot of just like high rollers, I feel like. Nyla's doing really well so far. Chemith is just a great player. IDM is IDM. We'll see a very cool match with IDM here soon. Dom's second season, but he's showing some potential, some good like team building and skill. We also have Menma, who came out the gate swinging.
Yeah, people have been unironically referring to this division as the meat grinder division, and it's like, yeah, pretty much any division we put IDM into is kind of bound to just be like rough all the way down.
Yeah.
Because like IDM is here, Food is here, Nihilus has been having a great showing.
Mm-hmm.
Dom we know has good potential. Who else is here? Like you said, Menma.
Cody's here.
Jason talks a lot of shit.
Yeah, he does good once in a while though. He definitely has
does
skill.
He does occasionally back it up.
Yeah.
And Ghosty, fresh meat.
Yeah. Love Ghosty.
Maybe not the nicest way of putting it, but Ghosty, like one of our newer coaches. Any win that you take in this division is one that you have in the pocket for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
So, Cabral, would you be interested in telling us what this first match is looking like here?
Yes, so we have Nihilus, coach of the Dallas Duckletts, versus Menma, coach of the Minnesota Jynx. And what a team lineup. We do have a Hail Setter and a Sand Setter on this team, and Mega Blastoise is terrifying, but here's the thing. Menma's team is really scary. Like, you take a look at Tyranitar, Sand's great, you get the special defense buff, and on top of that, you get Sandrush Dracozolt along with Scizor. It doesn't take any, buff damage whatsoever from Sand itself. Stunning team, very terrifying. We have Swellow, Reuniclus here, probably take a couple of special hits. Might be a stored power set, not sure, but I know that's a common set to run on it, not a Calm Mind sweeper set. Nidoking also really enjoying the sand as well as it comes up. Yeah.
Aside from that as well, both sides biggest threats, mainly Scizor on Menma's side and Blastoise on Nihilus' side.
Keep going, I'll be right back.
Do not have a lot of defensive answers on the opposing end. There aren't many Pokemon on Nihilus' team that want to take, a Swords Dance Bullet Punch from Scizor, and vice versa. Not many things can take a Scald or a Surf or a Water Pulse from that Blastoise. So you know for a fact that these two are going to be trading blows. Hard ones too. Rest in peace, Cabral. We shall miss him dearly. I don't know what happened to him. I am not responsible for his disappearance. Let the record show.
I made it back. Sorry about that.
Where did you go?
I said I'd be right back. I had a doorbell ring. I had to get my package.
It's like you went to get out like some cigs and never returned.
That's what I do. There's our opening bit. So anyway, where were you at?
I was saying that Nihilus and Menma both have like a lot of offensive pressure on like their side of their respective teams.
Yeah.
And not many like defensive answers for each like on the opposite end.
Not really. Scizor does take hits, but there's a lot of offense that he's got to deal with first.
Yeah, it's also a question of like Scizor and Tyranitar like throw out hits that Nihilus doesn't want to take.
Mm-hmm.
And Medicham and Blastoise throw out hits that vice versa Menma doesn't want to take.
Yeah. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started on this first match. We have starting off with T-Chart getting up some sand and Mega Blastoise coming out called Blammo. Dracozolt switching in immediately, going into Mega Form and Scalding and Burning, which sucks. That is huge, actually.
Yeah, because now even if it gets that double base power from Bolt Peak, it's basically as if it just like hit normally.
Yeah,
anyway.
basically.
And then any of its other attacks are just kind of like regular.
Yeah, nice little tailwind coming up to give Mega Blastoise some speed that it needs. Killing with Scald. Nidoking gone already by turn 5. Dracozolt coming back in. Gligar safely switching in to take a Bolt Beak.
Yeah, I'm actually very surprised to see that Blastoise doesn't have anything like an Ice Beam there to just take care of the
Dracozolt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a little surprising.
I'm actually very curious what set that thing is running, because I don't think we see anything besides skulls come out of it.
I don't think so, no.
But regardless, Nihilus is playing very well here, taunting that Reuniclus as it tries to set up, and then going into this thing to catch any sort of Psychic-type nonsense.
Sure. And that kind of gives a little idea. After taunting, it did not want to stay out, and it could likely be a stored power set.
Yeah. Also, Nihilus just repeatedly taking those Bolt Peaks on Gligar, who would, the ground type immunity.
Yeah, Nihilus making some good reads.
Like, the ball is in Nihilus' court right now, and he is kind of just like scoring goal after goal.
Yep, there goes Dracozolt, which was already burned and kind of gimped a little bit, but that's alright. Does not want to stay out on this. Medicham coming out, and
so it's up to Menma right now to try and get some momentum back in his own favor.
Yeah.
And momentum back, he does gain, as suddenly Scizor is a +4.
Yep.
And Nihilus has a whole set of Pokemon that really don't want to do anything to do with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder if hitting Earthquake would have done a little bit extra instead of Tailwinding.
Yeah, because the Tailwind doesn't actually matter with the
Bullet Punch.
The Bullet Punch, the priority's going out.
Yeah, hoping for a burn with that last Scald there. Switching back to a Alolan Ninetales. Would Shadow Sneak have not killed at 5%?
It would have killed at 5%, assuming it connected, but Bullet Punch has the same priority and
and outspeeds it. Yeah, you're right. So that was actually a smart play on Nihilus' part in switching into Spiritomb to get a move out, and then going into Ninetales, get Hail to get the chip and kill it. At this point, Nihilus is kind of backed into a corner, but I'd like to counter that back. I think Menma's backed into a corner at this point.
Yeah, it might not look like you might think that Nihilus is the one on the back foot here, because it's like, oh, it's just this thing against, a Reuniclus and a Swallow.
Mm-hmm.
A Gut Swallow at that. And this thing, has no recovery. And then you realize Swallow, for whatever reason, doesn't have any flying type moves.
No, because
its last move presumably being Facade.
Yep.
And this Reuniclus is a stored power set.
Yep. And in case you don't know, Ghost does not take any hits from normal, and Dark does not take any hits from Psychic. And it seems we've reached a wall of sorts, and it's going to become a struggle fest. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to let this fight play out in the background. because there is...
We're gonna be here for a while.
Yeah.
And nothing is gonna happen.
Yeah.
No interesting moves get clicked because neither side can click anything interesting.
Literally,
even if,
it's a PP stall game. And it's going to go for about almost 100 more turns still.
Yeah. Literally the only relevant thing to note is that Nihilus' win condition is killing Reuniclus before he runs out of Dark Pulses to kill Swallow with.
Yeah.
Which he does have more PP than Reuniclus does, so that's not difficult for him to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that being said, would you like to talk about our next match?
Oh yeah, our next match, it's a fucking nail-biter that happens between IDM, coach of the Brussels Espeons, and Dom/Delvazar, coach of the
Cincinnati Cyndaquils.
Cincinnati Cyndaquils, that's it.
There
There's
we
a lot of new faces, so like a lot of like things are still settling in my head.
Hey,
I know Dom isn't new,
that's fair.
but still.
Yeah, and they've got quite the team lineup against each other.
Yeah, historically, Dom has been giving IDM a run for his money, so let's click play and see if this year he accomplishes the same thing, or even pushes it further, or falls down a hole that's worse.
Yeah, Beat Up is crazy, and only IDM would run something like that, because it does kill Azelf, and Dom did not know about Beat Up, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Beat Up is the, I think, only... ignoring, like, Rashifus, I think.
Yeah.
It's like the only, like, Dark type hit that hits multiple times.
Yep.
It actually uses the attack stats of every living team member you have. That's why, like, one hit on Dog over there only did 9%. That's Chandelure's attack being calculated, which is, nothing.
And at this
meanwhile, fucking IDM just goes ham. Dom loses Pokemon.
Yeah, Dom's lost Zygarde. Has killed Bisharp, which is a huge issue for Dom to deal with, which is really nice. Crunch doing quite a bit of damage, getting some defense off. Dom is stuck with rocks right now, but nothing crazy. Phantomon comes out. Brave Bird not doing anything to this thing.
Yeah, historically this thing has 140 base defenses on both sides.
And Eviolite.
And only and the Violites, and only well, no more than Violite, but only 40 base HP or something like that.
Something like that.
Which means that, a Pain Split almost always heals this thing back to full health.
Yeah, definitely does. Slazzle coming out to try and deal with this, and dying to Psychic Fangs.
Yeah. So it's a very weird, physical attacking view set.
Yeah. Heal Bell to kill the tall trees burn. Something that comes important later, actually.
Yeah, and also it does, just die after that, taking that second return.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Go ahead.
Fucking Stoutland over here just kind of starts clicking return, and it's working.
It's working very well.
Yeah, Honchkrow comes in, does superpower, doesn't kill. It also apparently doesn't have Sucker Punch, so it dies here. And here Depression happens, because this had a 75% chance to one-shot Chandelure.
Yeah, absolutely. Dom clicking Sucker Punch here as he switches out, which is a very safe move, because it would have killed Chandelure. It does survive a hit by the tree. Now, the issue is, the tree has just enough power to kill Dom's last couple of Pokemon. Had Dom burned the tree, would have made a huge difference for this fight, and Dom likely would have won here because Agility outspeeds Chandelure. Problem is Dragon Hammer just kills.
Yeah, Wood Hammer, but yeah.
No, that was Dragon Hammer.
Oh, was it?
It
is, yeah.
Yeah, Dragon Hammer at the end. Yeah, because Wood Hammer would not have done... That's what I had it backwards. Wood Hammer doesn't do enough to kill Vikavolt with Calx. It is Dragon Hammer.
You lied to me while we were taking notes before.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to find a new partner for next week, I'm sorry.
Oh. No. I can be better, I swear!
You went out for 6 out of nowhere, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just a shame, because, that roll in combination with Dom not realizing that this thing wasn't burned anymore.
Yeah.
And not, calculating ahead and realizing that a Vikavolt would have lived even a Dragon Hammer if this thing just was burned. Ended up costing him the game.
Yeah, a very close game. Like, the low roll sucks the most, honestly, because 2%. Come on. Like, of course IDM wins on that sort of win con.
Yeah. I mean, you know, not to discredit him. IDM had been playing, like, well this entire match.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, Dom gets him just so close to a checkmate, and then he sneezes, accidentally knocks over his own king.
Yeah.
And the tournament, like, organizers rule it as a forfeit, and it's just such a shame.
It really is. Sucks.
Not biased commentary, by the way.
Yeah, not unbiased at all. Like, IDM best player of all time. What are you talking about?
I mean, IDM has fucking, like, you know, schooled everybody in this game, like, for fucking, like, 6 seasons in a row now.
That's fair. Speaking of school, let's go ahead and look at Spood, doesn't rhyme with school, versus Ghosty. Spood, of course, coaching the Southtown Sandslashers, and Ghosty coaching the Reno Rapidash. We got quite the lineup on these two teams. Cody coming off of a loss from his first week, wanting to, I'm sure, get that win. I think he's foaming at the mouth for that.
Yeah, you know, like, the first week tends to set, like, the tone for a lot of people. And, like, you don't want to be, like, stuck in, like, oh, I lost week 1, now I'm, like, sad, I'm not feeling like giving it my all, and losing again and again.
Yeah.
Like, if you lose week 1, you are, like, always very eager to break out of that. So we have two people here who actually did Ghosty lose?
Ghosty lost week 1.
Yeah, so we have two people here who are like very eager to take their first win. But of course, the way Pokemon works, it's not communism and only one person can take it.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that said, let's go ahead and get started on this match. We have Ghosty first sending out Shaman and Araquanid coming out, getting Toxic immediately and throwing out some Sticky Webs to ensure that Cody has that little bit of speed advantage. Air Slash Flinch is great.
Yeah, 60% chance to flinch with every click of Air Slash just because Shaman is one of those shameless Pokemon that runs the Serene Grace.
Well, it actually only gets Natural Cure.
Wait, huh? Oh, it must be the air version that has.
Yeah, the air version gets Serene Grace. This one gets Natural Cure. By the way, unfortunate Seed Flare miss earlier because that actually potentially could have killed Metagross here.
Yeah, it would have put Metagross in range for the second Seed Flare to kill had the first one connected, but it didn't.
Yeah.
And now we have the Disguise broken on Mimikyu here.
Yeah, and a Play Rough miss
who
sucks
also
because
misses the Play Rough,
that
which also would have killed this, like, a non-defensive Araquanid at least. Like, if this is just full HP Araquanid, it would have died to Play Rough.
Yeah. Bird Brain coming out doing a nice freeze dry on Grimmsnarl. Unable to defog. Ice Beam coming out doing a lot more damage. Starker's Lariat doing 51% of damage. Sucker Punch doing 37%. And Ice Beam killing Grimmsnarl. Ghosty getting Cody down to a tie here at 4-4 so far. That looks like a Scarf Typhlosion if I ever seen one, though.
Yeah, Typhlosion is here to, make up the difference. As it just, Eruption, 150 base power if you're at full health. Stab from a decent attack, special attack set.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's very good. Drachi coming back
out.
Yeah,
they're just kind of like trading blows back and forth here.
Yeah, for sure they are.
The speed difference from that Sticky Webs, here to make sure Zapdos stays faster.
Yeah.
Only dying to Audrey the second.
Yep. And that's how that match goes. And not only that match, we have another match to catch back up on as well, by the way, IDM. I don't know if you are ready for this, but, we're actually in the end game here for...
The end game is here. This thing is about to die. Also, just so you can see there, like, crits don't even matter. Like,
yeah, crits don't even matter.
Like,
literally down to 10 Dark Pulses and no moves over here on Reuniclus, just using Struggle and not doing anything, dying. And of course, Swellow comes in, uses Tailwind, Dark Pulse just does so much, and then Yeah, nothing at this point. Dark Pulse just wins.
Do you want to know the most depressing thing about this?
Yes, I do.
Reuniclus was in for over like 100 turns almost. Yeah. Because it died to Struggle Recall, no one gets the credit for that kill.
Really sucks, actually. That's actually insane.
It's just such like an anticlimactic way of ending it all. But yeah, surprisingly, the match does eventually come to an end on turn 130.
Yeah, and we got here at
Reuniclus
24 is when this started.
Yeah, it's just a matter of like Reuniclus had like 2 setup moves. Setup moves tend to have a lot of PP.
Yeah.
And Spiritomb just happened to have more PP.
Shadow Sneak having a nice 48. Will-O-Wisp is underneath Shadow Sneak as well with like 24, and then like...
Yeah, actually had Nihilus run any ghost move that isn't Shadow Sneak, that has like 36 PP or less, that was a loss.
That was absolutely a loss.
Like, that's such a... Like, Shadow Sneak specifically, just because that's a ridiculous amount of PP.
And again, 7 Dark Pulses left is insane. Nihilus had to play it smart and use whatever moves he could just to run out Reuniclus, because I believe you did the math. There is a difference of 16 PP between the two.
Something like that, yeah.
And that makes
disregarding what they have like used before in the fight.
Yeah.
And also disregarding any like flinches that Dark Pulse may incur, because if you get flinch, you don't actually use up any PP.
Yeah, that's true.
So like enough flinches on Nihilus' side would have actually resulted in Menma still taking it in a very, very weird way.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Thank you for watching that down below, by the way, while we talked about 2 other matches in the course it took for this one match. But great win, Nihilus. Good job. You played really well in the beginning, and then the ending happened to both of you, and that was quite the ending for this match.
Yeah, the ending is... It's an experience. You know, everyone at some point in their life has to, you know, experience the 100 plus PP Sol matchup.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in this case, it was Nihilus versus Menma.
Mm-hmm.
But that does leave us with only one battle unfinished.
It does. Any last notes we want to talk about with this match overall? I don't think we need to. I think we talked about it for the most part, right?
Yeah, I think it's mostly just noting, like, you know, the RNG on Ghosty's side is unfortunate, but, you know, it's Pokemon. There isn't much you can do about that.
Yeah, those unfortunate misses for Ghosty versus Spood is very unfortunate for Ghosty, but Cody just played it safe, and he just ensured his victory with Deoxys Fence never actually coming out.
Yeah, it's very hard to, like, because you could say, like, oh, if this hit, then, you know, it would have been killed later by this and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, any damage, like, also changes how you play, so it's really difficult to really measure.
Yeah.
Just how big or how little of, like, an impact any given crit or miss might have had.
Mm-hmm. For sure. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump to the last match. Do you want to introduce them for us?
Yes, we've got Kenneth here, coach of the Neerdowell Nidokings, and Jason of the Hartford Honchkrows.
Yeah, Kenneth, of course, coming off of a solid first week victory against Dom, and then Jason coming out with a loss earlier from his previous week, so I'm sure he's wanting to get a win. And they got quite the interesting lineup with Hail being here, Venox just being by itself for a Hail set. Guess we'll just have to see how it plays out. Blacephalon's also stupid scary. Melmetal is too.
Yeah, but then, like, despite the fact that Kenneth isn't running, like, the highest tier Pokemon here, ignoring Bird. That's true. It's like, don't underestimate any of these things. I mean, also Mega Altaria, but...
Yeah.
We'll see how much that thing contributes later.
Yeah, for sure. With that said, let's go ahead and get started. We have Runerigus coming out first, and Vanilluxe hitting some Hail up, which is probably a solid pick to get some chip off on a bunch of additional Pokemon. Blizzard just doing so much damage. I'm just kidding. It's not.
Yeah, we immediately see that it doesn't do that much, which pretty much gives away that this Muk probably is an Assault Vest set, especially because it's not, like, recovering anything. and not taking damage from Life Orb either.
Yeah, does not want to take an Earthquake from Gliscor.
Yeah, and Gliscor, Poison Heal. It's such a fucking problem to get rid of without moves that hit it very, very hard.
Yeah.
On top of that recovery and roost as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and out comes Blacephalon, which is another Pokemon that this thing hurts.
Yeah, Shadow Ball speed, high special attack is kind of crazy. Flamethrower doing so much to a Alolan Muck.
Yeah, that beat boost is just... It's painful.
It is, but Shadow Sneak coming in doing a good job with City Streets, doing some City Street cleaning right there.
Yeah, and getting having done its job basically, it's gets a little bit of chip off on Basilian and passes the baton over to Altaria here.
Yeah, and then Altaria just kills because it gets pixelate.
I really love when the game is just clicking attacking moves.
Yeah,
this is really the way I like to play this game.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Kemeth getting swept by Vanillix here, which is honestly insane.
Yeah, I think it being faster than the Sigilif shows that it was Scarfs, and Kemeth didn't have a way of knowing that before.
Yep. So
yeah. Also, the knockoff coming on Gliscor, but it's it's Gliscor. It doesn't fucking give a shit.
Yeah, Jason.
It's
good.
Yeah, the fucking Gliscor is already toxic. It doesn't need anything else.
Yeah, with Jason kind of putting Kenneth up against the corner here, down to one last Pokemon, but I do see some bulk ups happening, and usually that means a kind of a power trip set, most likely from Corviknight.
Yeah, people usually expect the body press set to come out. Yeah. But I think knowing that Jason had the ghost types in the back that would likely to come in on Corviknight here, he went for the power trip instead to have that dark type move that he can use.
Especially because Blacephalon just kind of sits on Corviknight.
Yeah, and also adds +6 attack, +6 defense, and +2 speed. We are looking at base
and ×2 special attack because of weakness policy.
Oh, and yeah, even more. Look, Power Trip is really strong at this point, is the thing that I'm getting at.
Yeah, we're getting up to around 180 or so in power for Power Trip.
Yeah.
I mean, doing 37% to a 4 times defense Melmetal is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
But with Kemeth being forced to roost and keep his HP up turn after turn, he gives Jason turn after turn to get that crit. And any crit at any point will ignore the defenses of Corviknight, as well as boost the damage that Melmetal is doing, and will result in a KO on this thing.
Yeah, it definitely will. Not sure where the Acid Armor click came in there.
I think it's just him trying to make predictions and trying not to waste all of his body presses, but he pretty much doesn't have a choice except just keep clicking body press and hoping for that crit.
Yeah.
But God does not smile upon Jason today.
No.
Does not give him the crits, and instead we have Kemeth here giving the reverse sweep with Corviknight.
Yeah, and what a crazy match that was. Really close. Jason really pinning Kemeth up and Power Trip coming out on top. The issue was at that point that Jason just didn't have anything to really hit Big Bird with, as Melmetal, sure, Body Press does quite a bit of damage, but with Roost set up, it could just sit there for quite a while. 10 Roost still to go versus 4 Body Press left, which, by the way, is over 50% chance that Jason had to crit during that whole exchange of Melmetal and Big Bird.
Yeah, crit without any aid, I think, off the top of my head, is roughly 1 in 16.
Yeah.
And missing that 12 turns in a row is about a 46% chance. So he had roughly 54% to get that crit, kill this thing, and end the fights like 15 turns earlier.
Hey, it sounded like he could have ended the game about 100 turns earlier.
That's true. That's only one game this week, luckily.
Yeah, so far at least. But with that being said, the rankings are in place for this week of Double Dip Draft. And of course, we'll be taking a look at the Platinum Division. At the top of the list, we got IDM of Brussels Espeons at 2-0 and a +8. Nihilus getting in second place at a 2-0 +5. And the Neerdowell Nidokings at a 2-0 +4. With the bottom half of the top being Menma at a 1-1 +2. Cody's in 5th place, 1-1 -1. Jason is at 0-2 -5, tied with Dom for 6th and 7th place in that order, both 0-2 at -5. And right at the bottom is Ghosty, Reno, Rapidash, and 0-2 -8.
Yeah, like it's still very early in the season, and we still see like a lot of opportunity for change here.
Yeah,
obviously. Like IDM, 2-0. We know IDM. IDM's good, but like even 2-0 at +8. Like if Dom comes in and 6-0s his ass, then like his differential suddenly like spikes above IDM's.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not that comfortable a lead.
Yeah.
So in order for like anyone to
Dom?
No, I mean Dom.
Oh,
Dom
okay.
from -5 to.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's one of the things.
Actually, not quite, but still.
Yeah, one of the
very
things
close,
too is even by week 3, if your differential is not that low, you still absolutely have a chance of going 4-3 is stunning if you win your last 4 matches in the season. So really, week 4 for me is kind of that teeter point where you really know who's likely going and who's fighting for whatever's left for playoffs.
Yeah, like once people start hitting that 4th win threshold, that's sort of like where it becomes difficult for other people to still like kick him out of playoffs.
Yeah.
Like at that point, it becomes closer of a question of like who is making it, or like what position you're making it in.
Yeah.
Then again, we've seen like last season that even 4 wins does not put you in like the cozy's position.
No, it doesn't.
Again, this is looking like a very cutthroat division so far.
It really is, and I think one of the things we're going to start seeing as it goes on is it might get a little more lopsided if IDM keeps winning and not losing. Same with Chemith and Nihilus, right? If they keep getting their wins, if they get to the 4th week and they're like 4-0, that's rough for a lot of the other players to knock them down from there, which means everyone's going to be fighting just for that 4th place position most likely. Diff is not bad though, right? IDM being +8 and Dom and Jason being at -5, that's still more than like a decent range to come back from,
Yeah, even Ghosty at the bottom still, like, don't discount her.
Yeah,
because if she happens to just like go Ultra Instincts and just like don't drop a game from here on out, gets decent results. Like she can still come out of nowhere and like a dark horse, like steal that 4th or maybe even like 3rd place spot from someone else. Like it's week 2, nothing is set in stone yet. Everyone still has a chance to make it and to not make it.
Yeah, and I'm actually really excited to see where Platinum goes. Like we keep calling it the meat grinder division. Little bits of blood stain all over that Platinum wall in the back. I think it's just gonna be a crazy season. I think week 4 is gonna be really crazy overall, right? Week 3, I think I kind of have an idea on how some stuff might go and everything just based on the schedule. But it's like week 4 is a big week for the Platinum division. I think it's what to watch out for, personally.
Yeah, I don't know the schedule like off the top of my head, but like also, we have 3 people who have currently not lost in this division yet.
Yeah.
Which by proxy also means they haven't fought each other yet.
Yes,
and once that infighting starts, that's when the interesting things start to like emerge.
Yeah, absolutely. Which, by the way, in my division as well, you have to go check out the companion video, by the way, to see how all the teams do over there and how the rankings are all set and everything. So but they're also at 3 losses. Did I say 3 losses? Sorry, I meant 3 people undefeated in Diamond Division as well.
Yeah, there's still, early in the season, a lot of room for still change, people to turn things around. Just because someone's 0-2 now, don't count them out.
Are you talking about that from personal experience?
And shut the fuck up. How about you go get some more SIGs, huh?
Oh, I definitely will. But please, go check out the companion videos to this one. Go check out Diamond Division. Go check out Pearl Division. Week 2 has been crazy over there. Especially go check out the Pearl Division. I think there's so much crazy stuff going on in Pearl Division. I think your division is probably one of the most heated for a lot of shuffling and changing of hands.
Yeah, I feel definitely like this season is one of the closer seasons we've had. Because a lot of the new people have definitely come out of the gates and shown hey, we're not here to give out freebies.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the case.
Every match has been fought tooth and nail so far. Let's see how that keeps on going as the season develops.
Yeah, well, thank you everyone so much for joining us. Roar, thank you for joining me. I'm sure I'll see you in next week's video as well. And stay tuned for week 3. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day and enjoy the draft. Take care.
Goodbye.